Good morning, 819s. Today, another warm day, but I think tonight or tomorrow the rain is going to start. Right now the weather's 27, temperature's 27, and it's going to get up to 30 today. So it's cooled down from the last few days, but yeah, still not that great. I did get a note in the pan. I'm not sure how to read your name, or I don't remember how it's written, but you said Shiretoko in Hokkaido. Yeah, that's another place that's on my bucket list. A lot of places in Hokkaido are on my bucket list, but it's a really, really nice place to go for a ride. I have a friend that goes to Hokkaido every year. That's how much he likes it. I think he goes to different places every time, but yeah, it's so great that he goes there every year. And today I have a concept that I'd like to talk about. I believe I'm right, but I'd like to hear other people's opinions on it. Let me set the stage. So, in Japan, there used to be something called ukiyo-e. Ukiyo-e was a mass-printed art, sometimes used as my understanding is sometimes used as advertisements or things like that. Hokusai's Great Wave is one of the most famous ones. They're woodblock prints, right? They carved an image into a wood block. Oh my god, what is that thing? And GTR. What is happening today? There's so many. Before I started talking, I'm sorry to derail the conversation here. But I saw a Ferrari near my house. And then I was like, oh, that's rare, that's cool. And then the light in front of me turned, and then a Porsche, a McLaren, a Lamborghini, another Ferrari, and another Lamborghini came, and I was like, oh my gosh, there must be some kind of supercar event. And then I went around the corner, and there was a Hakosuka, and now there's that thing. There just seems to be cool cars everywhere today. It's definitely a nice day to go for a drive, so I get it. Anyways, woodblock prints, they were considered mass-produced, cheap, not even art, I think, at the time. Again, if my understanding is wrong, you can correct me in the comments. But mass-produced, cheap advertisements, and other people saw them as art. Foreign people, outside people saw them as art, so they would kind of collect them and bring them back to their country. So my understanding is there's a university in the United States that has the world's largest ukiyo-e or woodblock print collection from Japan, dating back, hundreds of years. And at the time, people didn't really appreciate it, so they didn't care that people took them out of the country. And now they're considered a cultural artifact, part of Japanese culture and society, an important part of history. And the point I'm getting to is cars and motorcycles. Japanese people typically don't drive cars if they're old. I'd say before COVID, people would drive a car for about 5 years and then sell it, and then people who were middle class or not as wealthy would drive cars between 5 and 10 years, maybe 15 at most, and then they'd sell them and then they'd get something different or something new. Basically, you mostly see newer cars on the road. My understanding is that the old cars would get shipped off to foreign countries, like to African countries or places like that, where they would spend the rest of their life. The reason I say before COVID also is before COVID the economy it's been stagnant for a long time, but the economy was better. COVID really screwed things up, so I think people's budgets have changed dramatically because of the changing prices of everything. And yeah, I see some import or export sites and the catalog of bikes that they have available, and I feel like Japan's doing the same thing again. The amazing bikes, the old two-stroke race-style bikes, Moto Campos and RGVs, and yeah, my brain is going blank. I still haven't had enough coffee, but the old CBR 250RRs and stuff like that, they seem to be exported more and more and more frequently these days. And I think there's two reasons for it. One is that Japanese people typically don't like older vehicles. So, if they had a choice between a 2025 Honda and a 1985 Honda, obviously it depends on the model, but most people would choose the new one because it's easier to ride, it's better maintenance, it might have more safety features, there are parts available, it's easier to own. But the older one might make more power and be more fun to ride and require a little bit more maintenance. And if it's an old 4-cylinder versus a new 2-cylinder, there could be other maintenance issues that cause the maintenance to be a little bit more expensive, right? But I see the weakening yen and the strengthening dollar means that a lot of cool cars and motorcycles and everything are being exported out of Japan and being imported into the United States and other countries. And the inventory of available old bikes and cool bikes and rare bikes is kind of diminishing here. One reason is that what I said, I think it's that the yen is weak, so people can't buy them. The other is what I said, people don't value old things here. It's a kind of a weird scale. I would say it's like a U shape. Maybe when it's brand new, the respect and admiration for it, the value of it is really high, and then it reaches a certain point and people don't really care about it so much anymore, and then at a tipping point it starts going up in value and up in praise and admiration again. And I think for a lot of these bikes that meet the 25-year rule, I think they've hit that bottom peak right now, and I feel like just like ukiyo-e, where people didn't really care about it that much in the past, these old bikes, and not only bikes but cars like Skyline GTRs or Silvias, K-Trucks, stuff like that, they've all been kind of exported out of Japan. And in the future, people will be like, what happened to all the cool bikes? We used to have some of the best bikes in the world, and now they're all in other countries. Yeah. Hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say, because I do think my brain doesn't always work the same way as other people's, so. And if I add one more point to this whole story too, I also think the reason people don't care at this point is because there are some of those bikes available, and people who do have the budget can pay top dollar for a more beautiful, high quality one. So I think there hasn't been such a lack of supply that people are kind of noticing it at this point. And with the aging population, I think that there aren't enough people to appreciate it. There aren't enough human beings around to be like, well, we really need these bikes, we really want these, I want a project, I want a race bike, I want to ride the bike that my grandpa had or my dad had. Just there aren't enough children out here, and I think that will tip back again at some point in the future. If you follow what is it, I forgot the guy's name, Strauss generational theory, I think that Japan's going to go through some hard times and create some weak men. That's already happened. The weak men are creating hard times, which is what we're going through right now. And then the hard times are going to create strong men. And I think that by strong men, I'm not saying only males, strong humans, yes. And I think that we're going to start, exactly when, I don't know, but we're going to start seeing people take charge again, have bigger families again, try to rebuild society again. But I think things haven't hit rock bottom yet, so we're not going to see a change really quickly. Anyways, today was a little bit of a weird rant. If you have any comments about it, I'd like to hear what you have to think. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Get out there and ride, stay cool, and ride safe.